tillbaka.
Vart är engelska? Vad stod det?
Italien är ett dragspel.
Ja, kanske nattetid då, olagligt.
Man kan gå ner dit ner. Men man får inte se.
Everything about Gladiator, like very much if you like to ask me questions about those guys, because everybody's got a little bit about gladiators. You've seen the film, you read something, you've seen documentaries perhaps, and you want to have some questions sort of answered. So throw me the questions about gladiators.
How many different times would they perform? Like how long did they actually last?
How long? Well, it depends how good you are. I know it's a silly answer, but it depends very much how good you are. I'll tell you this about survival of gladiators. You see, gladiators is really foggy. There is not one single story of gladiators. It doesn't exist. Information that we get of gladiators, only the good ones. The not so good, they left no records. And we only know about good gladiators because they go actually by the tombstones. And on those tombstones you got very snippet telegraphic information about their lives. So that's where everything comes. But my understanding of gladiators, and that will give you a pretty good understanding of what sort of guys those guys were, 80% of gladiators will just die during the training. Because the training was really, really grueling. That will give you an idea of what the other 20 that survived that, what sort of man those guys must have been. Not yet there though, because to be a good gladiator, I would think good gladiator will be 1% of that lot. The other 19% that will become the meat for slaughter. The one that you will see here being killed continuously. Because it was in the manager's interest to get rid of those guys that were never going to become really good gladiators as quickly as possible, to leave room for more inland new ones to train and hopefully get the good ones. Not so easy, you see. So now we get rid of all those, and now we have good gladiators left. And now good gladiators will only have a 20% chances of dying and 80% chances of survival, being very, very good gladiators. But please remember one thing, that 20% chances of dying, not because they would be killed in that arena, is because they would die of the infection of the wounds they sustained during the fight. Because those guys simply don't die. You know, they are too smart to die. In fact, I'll tell you what, not even emperors can afford to have too many good gladiators dying here when they have to pay the worth of those guys back to the manager. Around the neck, those guys have the price tag of a good footballer today. And you cannot pay back too many David Beckhams to a manager here. You know, not even emperors can do that. That's why those guys usually they survive. There's a very tight community. There are very few. They've always been training together. They know each other. They've been doing missions together. Those guys. Those guys are veterans. You know. Those are the guys that have bought the freedom back, because to make them an incentive to make those guys fight well is to give them a good incentive. And best incentive for a slave is just freedom. So everybody will have a contract, legally binding contract. They will stay with the gladiators manager for 4 years. After 4 years they will buy the freedom. And now they're working the streets of Rome as free men, but misfits. Barbarians, very volatile character, only skill they have how to kill people. Recipe for disaster. Sooner or later they will find themselves in deep trouble and are there knocking on the gladiators manager's door, that you would think now he was a stupid guy because he let them go when they were good gladiators, but he was not stupid at all. Now they're all coming back and they want to be gladiators again. But as free men, and now we can sit on a table and draw up a contract together. Only now this guy became professional, reliable gladiator.
Vill man gå ner dit ner eller? Där var fontänen. 日本人在哪吃啊？
Sweden. Oh my gosh. We want you to reunite. Do like a Rolling Stones type thing. They're offered you know what's money? $1 billion. $1 billion US dollars to reunite. You know what's the Rolling Stones got to reunite?
Jag känner bara.
Oh, sorry.